Hello everyone, Link here. This is going to be my day 5 of talking about what I've built out for my productivity app. Got quite a lot of stuff done today. I kind of sidetracked actually in terms of working on this full time. I was building on another tool, but I'll go over that in a sec. So let's start with I guess I technically worked on this last, but the biggest change is that I've now fixed up my dashboard page. So there's quite a lot of things going on here. I kind of created these cards that kind of are pulling it from a lot of different endpoints. I created a lot of tables within my database. So now within my data or my table, you can see that I have exercises, food, habit completions, all my habit entries, my nutrition entries. I have like schedule, so like calendar things. I have to-dos in here, workouts. So all of that is kind of slowly getting migrated over to the back end and away from my Obsidian just for potential scaling purposes. So whenever I create a to-do here, like hello, it gets tied into my user ID, which is auth through Supabase. So then now we can go into here, and if we refresh this page and go into the to-dos, we can see the hello populate here. It's tied in with my user ID, and then there's a bunch of other things that are being added, things like due date, description. But currently, this itself doesn't have like too much functionality. Like if I go into here, like the to-dos app or the page itself isn't loading. So I'll kind of build this out later. I don't think I need it necessarily. I don't even know if I want it to be a standalone page. I just kind of want it to be here. Other things I kind of moved over was kind of created like a mini calendar app. So if you create this, you're able to do something like this. I'm not sure if this actually works. So we'll test this out because I haven't really played around with that. So PM. Yeah, so, okay, so it does work. So we have kind of like a time block that we're able to add. This is mainly just to kind of create a routine for myself, just so I can view. I'm not sure if I will make this into a full-fledged calendar functionality, but the option is there now, which makes it pretty easy. Other things I just wanted to quickly view were things like my habit tracker. So I'm able to just click these, and this gets populated into my database. We also have a nifty little thing. I'll probably be adding more and expanding more functionality into this. Like again, like the to-dos app, if I click into this, it's kind of pointing at some random URL, which doesn't really show anything like super great. Things that would be nice would be like building out a stats website for the habit trackers, ways to like filter and things like that. Just have a more robust way of like adding habits, editing them, things like that. But those things are like pretty easy to implement now that once you have the base, I guess like structure and skeleton written out. This links to my current workouts, so it's just kind of pulling from whatever I need to work on today or whatever I'm working out on today. It's kind of funny, and it just kind of, this is just meant to be here so that I don't have to constantly click in here all the time and figure out like what's going on. Let me see what else I worked on. So the other thing I worked on was I created a food database for myself for my nutrition app. So now there's quite a number of things going on here. So now I created a food database for myself. So instead of before, the original way of adding a food was having to type out like I ate an egg and like calories and things like that. But that's really annoying. So what I did was now I just created a database, and now I can just click on an egg, and then I can just add it to the meal, and then it just auto populates. Makes it so much easier to just quickly just add foods and stuff like that. The idea is that if you go into like MyFitnessPal and things like that, and you like you're just searching for like a food database or for food within the database. The way it works is it's a community built database, right? And it can get really, really large and annoying, and there's a lot of duplicates, a lot of like I don't want to say like misinformation, but the reality is that what happens to like individual people when they like live their life, they tend to eat the same things like over and over again, right? Especially if you're like trying to work out, if you're trying to like maintain a consistent diet, it's a lot easier to just eat the same foods over and over again. And like once you get like that routine down of like, oh, I'm gonna eat like chicken, egg, chicken, rice, and broccoli, right? You can just kind of add it here, through here, and you just like yada yada yada, and then you can add the serving size, your calories, and stuff like that. And not only that, you can just also mark it as a favorite too. So like, if I mark this, okay, I guess the favorite thing is working. It was working earlier, but that's something I need to look at. But the idea was that like, if you were to like quickly add a food, you would be able to show like your favorites only. Oh, so I guess like the chicken fried rice and chocolate protein shake. So like, if you're like me, I really like eating Chipotle every day. I'll probably add Chipotle here at some point once I go back to the States. So it's nice. So there's also another way to just like quickly add. It's through the database, or if it's a new food, then you can just do a manual entry, and then all of that just gets added to the most recent log. You're also able to view your your previous entries to kind of see like what you were eating and things like that. Again, there's more like features I can add in here. Things like, I guess, just like tracking stats more so. I do need to add a weight tracking mechanism, but currently the place I'm living at doesn't have a scale, so I'm unable to weigh myself. But that will come later. All right. So the other thing that I spent quite a bit of time on was basically I added a user auth to pretty much almost every single page, and I'm going to be adding it to like everything. I just feel like it's probably the most secure, it makes the most sense. And in the event that I actually do decide to sell this as a SaaS, or for other people to use, then you need user auth and everything. And you also need a user ID and some way to recognize like, hey, don't pull the habits from like someone that's not you, right? Not only does that cause like privacy and security concerns, but it also creates just like individual things, and it actually makes the app like workable for other people. This took quite a bit of time to fix. I think because of the kind of like scale of the apps at this point, there's a lot of stuff going on. So yeah. So you can see kind of here like what I've been working on. It's just a bunch of stuff, but I think that was like the main things. I really wanted to get this dashboard out and running today. I was almost feeling super lazy and I didn't want to do it, but I just like worked really hard, or I don't know if I worked really hard, but I thought really hard for the last like 2 hours. The AI world news isn't working right now because I'm currently rate limited because there's an issue right now where I guess like every time I refresh this page, it's just constantly calling it. So I need to figure out a way to not do that. Maybe I just won't have the world news here. I'll just place it in here so that it doesn't have to like populate every single time, which might be a little bit counterintuitive, but either that or I can make sure that Perplexity, the AI agent that I'm using to generate summaries, isn't the one calling it. Maybe I can just call something like some Yahoo News like API just to grab like generic news. That might be the best way to go about it. Like I don't need AI to do everything, but AI is like a very nice like cool like buzzword, like, oh, I'm generating my news with AI. Now I'm much more modern, but you don't really need that. So those were the main things for this app. I know that this isn't part of the actual app itself, but the other thing I've been working on was creating this page. So it's a totally separate app. It's related to my day trading. I just want to cover it really quick. This was built today, all in one day. Probably took about, I want to say like 5 to 6 hours of work. There's there's a lot of things that I'm setting up. I'm just kind of like speed running and using all the knowledge that I went through from my, I guess, like building the productivity app. And the idea is to create kind of like a journal for myself, for me to just look at while I day trade and things like that. So I made the basic functionality of just being able to, I guess like kind of create a journal. There's a lot of things that are still obviously like in place, but I set up like most of the tables in the back end. I'm thinking very heavily on like what stats I want to track. Ideally, I want to have like a calendar view of of all my trades, my profit, my losses. Within the journal stats, I want to have graphs and things like that. I worked on this primarily so to create like a what's the word here? Like a watch list for myself, and also be able to grab data and just kind of keep track of it. So I made a watch list table so that I'm able to load, stocks from like maybe like the previous day or stocks that I'm really interested in and just following for like a couple of days just to analyze them. It's linked with a dilution tracker, which I use for getting information on, this is all jargon, but it's for figuring out whether a stock is going under dilution or not. So I have quick links and things like that. I have this prompt set up so that whatever ticker it's pointing at, there's a very specific ticker that I just ask ChatGPT. So I'm able to, I guess, just click one button and now I have a summary that's working. And I can just copy and paste basically whatever's on, like whatever comes up on the scanner, and I can just paste in here. So if that made no sense, that's fine. The idea is that the whole point is that you're able to just create something like this in like one day, which is absolutely insane. Again, just to re-emphasize. So these are like kind of like my main projects that I've been working on, and I'll probably continue to build that out. Especially with the productivity app, I would say it's like pretty much like almost like done. Like almost like the whole like thing is coming together. There's like little like small tweaks that I need to fix out, but like you can see like this is a full ass like it's a lot. There's a lot going on, and I'm really happy with how it's turned out. So yeah, I think let me see what else. So I guess like to give, and I know I mentioned the dashboard earlier, but this was what I kind of fed it earlier to give an example of like I basically took a screenshot of this like type of design and I just copy pasted into Cursor, and then Cursor was able to generate like cards like this. What I want to do in the future is to be able to create these and convert these into widgets such that like if the person wanted to like choose and like reorganize like the widget itself, they could do like this, like this, and then like, oh, like I want the nutrition summary here, and I want like like this like over here, and so like they can like be able to like literally click and drag and move it around. I'm not sure if that's possible, but I'm pretty sure it should be. There might be a world where like people don't even care about like working out and all they care about is like just like these type of things. So that's very much kind of like the more like cool like product defining things, just being able to offer more customizability. These are things that will probably like put you a bar above like your competitors and things like that. In a sense, like Notion already allows you to do this, but again, you have to understand like this is all stuff that is, I guess, like it just lives on it lives on a website on a web page, which makes it like super nice and easy. Even if I don't like ship this out to other people, I can customize it myself, and yeah, pretty cool. Trying to think of what else. There was like some other things that I kind of like wrote out in terms of like how to like systematically create a full stack site like this. I'll probably post these and you can probably find them on the blog. I think they are actually like already published. If I check here. Oh yeah, so it's posted right here. So take a look and read through these. This is probably like pretty helpful for anyone who's starting out or even just wants to like kind of review. This is definitely not like perfect because I'm not extremely experienced with building an app like from the very start to create like to the end. I'm especially going to struggle when it comes to being able to ship the product and like going through marketing and you know, like getting your first like sale or whatever you want to call it. But however, like for the general process of like thinking and like living as a software engineer, I've done that for quite a while. It's like 5 years, so I have a pretty good idea. I worked at a startup too, so I know what it's like to kind of like think and know how like customers like and not think in the way where like you have to think in the minds of what customers want, and then you as yourself as a developer need to convert what they want into reality. That's the whole point. So that's pretty much it for today. I will hopefully be back tomorrow with another update. Not sure what exactly I'm going to be working on. Need to think about that for the next like couple of hours before I go to sleep. But yeah, that's it. Thanks for watching. If you liked the video, like and subscribe. Leave a comment if you have any questions, etc. Bye bye.